Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Pro Sport Analysis Show. You know how we do it on the show. We're here today to give you analysis, a post-match analysis of the Manchester City versus Chelsea match at Ethiad, and it was a wonderful game, a very phenomenal performance from Chelsea. They are always surprising us. We can't seem to really get in terms with them when it comes to big game performances.
Sure.
And so we've had another one today, a very surprised draw from Chelsea. We're actually expecting Man City to walk over them easily, but that wasn't the case. We have Bruno here with us in the studios to help us with this post-match analysis. So I will go right to him and then see his reaction, concerning the match as well. So Bruno, how did you see the match?
All right, so thank you very much once again, and we want to thank our viewers so much for always believing in us and keeping their channel at Pro Sports Analysis.
Right.
They should always continue to subscribe as well.
Sure.
All right, so thank you very much. So as you rightly said, last weekend, as you all expected, Chelsea against Manchester City. As you all expected, Chelsea going to Ethiad, we all know is going to be a very difficult match for them, and
Sure.
everybody was expecting Manchester City to at least just walk over Chelsea, because you realize Chelsea this season has been struggling a lot with their form and their performance.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. Chelsea, as you said, has been surprising when it comes to big matches.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes the day you expect them to, conceive a lot of goal, that is when they pull up surprising performance.
Yeah.
So last week was the same issue whereby Chelsea went to Etihad. They even went ahead to, get the first goal.
Yeah.
Before Manchester City coming for the equalizer.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting match. It was a nice game. Manchester City dominated the position both in the first half and the second half. But one thing that helped Chelsea was their defense.
Okay.
They were solid. You look at Disasi, he did all the dirty works, the clearances, and the young chap that was supporting, that Gustus, he did very well. So they were able to contain the Manchester City attack.
Okay.
And Haaland, once again didn't perform for me as I was expecting.
Yeah. He missed a lot of chances.
He had a clear goal, a clear header where he has to, bang in, but two occasions.
But that the standards for the standards of Haaland,
yes,
you can't
for the standard we know Haaland to be a goal puncher. But
so that would be a great disappointment to a lot of the folks who actually predict Haaland to be producing the goals in such a match. He had 2 goals in the first leg. We would have expected Haaland to do better, especially considering the number of chances that he had, and unfortunately, So even after the game, you could see that he really, he was really thinking about those moments that he should have scored. That really cost the team. But let's look at another thing. Looking at the way Pochettino set up the team for this match against Man City, you could see that clearly Chelsea has been well positioned. And if you're looking at the performance they put out there against one of the very best in the league, then you could say that if they had been consistent with such a performance, then you would expect Chelsea to be in the top 4 or at least top 6 by now. But that is not the performance we are having. So why is it that when Chelsea are playing a big opponent, then they are able to put up, some top team performance, but then when they are playing against lower teams, then they are struggling? What is the problem there? Clearly you could see they drew against Arsenal.
Sure.
They drew against Liverpool in their first league game. They've done against Man City as well. And so what is happening? Why are they not able to, play the same way, at the same tempo, at the same top level against the mid-table and the bottom half, teams, and then they keep struggling? What's the cause of all these inconsistencies?
All right, so thank you once again. So as you said, Chelsea went into the game with the 4-2-3-1 position, as for most of their matches they have been playing that information. But what I would say that worked for Chelsea, as you said. Sometimes, I don't know, I'll not say that Chelsea have been performing when it comes to, big opponents or big matches, because, last 2 weeks, Liverpool scored them 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
It was a big match, but they lost.
Uh-huh.
So one thing I would say that probably it is their players' mentality.
Okay.
Sometimes when they are meeting clubs like Manchester City, they want to prove themselves. But when they, meet these mid-table teams, I don't know if it is underrating or it is just one kind of those things that they don't expect, but it do happen. So one thing I would say is that Chelsea went into the match with a 4-2-3-1 position.
Okay.
And that day, I want to applaud Enzo Fernandez. He was superb at the midfield, the distribution of the passes, and Cancelo also doing the defensive duties. So once again, I will say that Chelsea, I don't know what actually is wrong with the team. I don't know if it is the coach or the players' mentality, because they have been in, out, there have been up and downs for them. Matches that you expect them to win, they go in and they will lose those matches. Against Wolves, you realize Wolves went to Stamford Bridge and scored them. We're expecting Chelsea to win that match, but unfortunately, they underrated Wolves and Wolves walk over them. So I want to suggest to the players, the Chelsea team, they should be consistent. They shouldn't underrate any match.
Okay.
Because we are heading towards the end of the league. So if you don't take care, you might be lying at the bottom end. So they should just put things together.
Talk of the end of the league. This is the time that people are taking trophies, and as you are very much aware, the EFL Cup is coming up just over the weekend, and it's a very big opportunity for Chelsea to actually define themselves as at least something to celebrate at the end of a very poor season that they've had so far. But still looking at the game, you could see that Chelsea were very, very composed defensively, because if you look at the stats, it's saying that Manchester City had over 30 attempts on goal, but only 5 of them was on target, and they had only a single goal. Chelsea, on the other hand, had 9 attempts on goal, 6 on target, and they were lucky to have the goal, from Raheem Sterling in the first half. So you could see that Chelsea are doing very well defensively in this match. If that was the defense they were pulling up against the lower sides, then they would not have conceded that much. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So is it about the rotation that the coach keeps doing? Because even in this match, you could see that he brought up Kobo to the centre back position. And of course, it worked for him. So I don't know if going forward he will want to maintain him there or not. What do you think? Okay,
so thank you once again. So you realize anytime you are playing against Manchester City is a team that's mostly play attacking football. They want to press you.
Game,
So Chelsea has nothing to do. They have to just sit at the back and defend. So you realize the goal that they had, it was through counter-attack. Most of the Manchester City players went forward. So when the guy got the ball, it just
and Manchester City defenders, they struggle with people with pace.
Yes. So the moment the ball went ahead, it was only the defense, 2 players at the defense that were there. And Sterling had the ball, dribble, and the keeper came out and he placed it inside.
So let's shift a bit to Manchester City. For a team competing for the title and then having such a defensive problem, when it comes to having players who are very pacey, handling such players, is this something to be concerned about, or we should trust the fact that City scores a lot of goals and they will be able to score a lot of goals to cover the goals they concede? Because if you look at their last 10 matches or so, their last 14 matches, they've won about 10 of them, which is good. 10 wins in a row, apart from the one they drew with Chelsea, just over the weekend. But they've also kept only 2 clean sheets in those 14 games, which tells you that they concede a lot. So for a team competing for the title, do you think it's something to worry about, or they have a lot of goals, so it will be the goals will cover the goals they concede as well?
All right, so thank you. So definitely the coach must be worried, You don't have to be, at least as you are scoring goal, then you are conceiving in the same way. No, it shouldn't be so. So Guardiola has to work on the defense.
Okay.
One thing I've realized about the Manchester City defense is that they like moving forward a lot, because most of them do score goals.
Sure.
So that kind of play, mostly they don't want to sit at the back. They want to join the attack anytime there's counter attack. So that is one thing that is going against them, because you realize against Chelsea, when they had the ball, it was only Walker that was left behind, and Sterling just take him on and he had a goal.
Exactly.
So the coach should, at least, I don't know if that is the instruction he has been giving them, to always move forward so much that when there's counter, they struggle to do this thing.
So one thing I realized in the game was that when Chelsea had the ball and they were trying to play on the counter, the Man City defenders tried to crowd the attacker so that they would take the ball quickly from the attacker. But Chelsea also played quite smart, and they were playing one touch on that. So if you look at even the counter attack that led to the goal, where Jackson had the ball, and then quickly Rodri and then Cole rushed to him to get the ball off him, but because they were playing one touch, he quickly laid it back, and then when they tried going back, then they played the through for him that he went to take, and then assist Sterling on that occasion. So is that another thing to worry about? Man City, they should actually read their opponent well, and I'm sure Pep, of course, is an excellent coach, and such things he normally has a way of handling it. But this is a clear weakness that Chelsea has also revealed about Man City.
So thank you once again. So as you said, it's a clear weakness that maybe other teams will counter opponent, score goals against Manchester City. So if Pep will take this serious and work on that, because mostly the Manchester City team, because of the attacking football they do play, mostly they want to, anytime an opponent gets a ball, they want to just rush on him. 3-4 players will just pounce on him, then take the ball. But when you realize that when 2-3 players pounce on one player, then probably you have shots your other opponents. So the moment they give a pass, 1-2 pass, then you realize you have found one to. So if Pep can also work on this, whereby at least he has to play this kind of man-marking football, that will also help and prevent them from conceiving a lot of goals. We know Manchester City of scoring a lot of goals, so but conceiving on the other end wouldn't help the team. So if they can work.
Right. So yes, Manchester City is competing for the title. They are actually the defending champions, and of course, it wouldn't be a surprise if they should against or come up on top and come and win this league this year. But in this year's tournament, there's a lot of competition from Arsenal wanting to win it after 20 years drought, and there is also a certain Liverpool who want to send off their coach in a very glorious and grand style. And winning the league will be a very great, boost for them. The team, and a very nice way to say thank you to Klopp for all that he has done for them. After this match, Man City is placed third on the league table, awaiting the match against Brentford, which should put them on in second position. And so this loss is actually a very great victory for Liverpool. In that if the City had won and they win their standing match as well, then that leaves them at the top of the table, and City at the top would have been a headache for both Arsenal and then and Liverpool. But of course, this is something they can celebrate, and it also makes the title race very competitive as well. So yes, that is what we have for you for now, and we thank you for joining us for this session of the program. We are always happy to bring your way all the detailed analysis and all that you want by way of sports. So keep watching the channel, keep joining, and then I also want to say thank you to our host, our guest, Bruno, who has always been here to walk us through the analysis and all of that. So it's been a pleasure having you, and we hope to see you on the next one as well. All right. So see you guys later, and have a great time.